Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? Because it's time to put them on. Because the conversation starts now. Well, welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot right here. This is the spot, the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, there she is, and the responses are never dull. Brains, we are in New Zealand this time. What do you know? We've upgraded from Australia to Zealand, okay? I'm excited about that. We have Julie Lucas. You know, Julie got a story to tell, Brains. I want you to know. This woman grew up with dyslexia, okay? She's been everything from an Uber driver to a hairdresser. She is the survivor of domestic violence, and she's coached people through mental health issues and concerns. Now, if that is not a heavy load, I don't know what is. And we're going to talk to her about how she's able to thrive and overcome and adapt and still look stunning through all of that, because that takes work, Brains. You know, that's a whole mindset shift on many levels, not just one thing. You got to multitask. So welcome her to the edge. How you doing, Julie Lucas?
I'm amazing, and thank you, April.
She claimed it, Brains. She said she's amazing. That's right. I told my husband's ex-girlfriend one time. She said, "How you doing?" I said, "Exceptional." And boy, you could see her just come up out the ground. So when you tell somebody that you're at the top of it's your game, they're paying attention, because people don't acknowledge that. Oh, this, I ain't feeling good. This is hurting. I'm sad. I'm depressed. All that. Okay, but that's a part of your story. That is not who you are. Tell us who you are, Julie.
Okay, so yeah, you've done a quick rundown on everything, but yeah, definitely life hasn't been easy, and it's not till you actually look back at it and you start thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot believe who I've become in this process. You know, growing up with never meeting my birth father, like struggled at school, but just kept going, didn't know, any the wiser. You do the thing, you get married and have babies. That didn't work out. I've had salon burned down. I've had 2 salons. Failed marriage. What else? Um, I did
Well,
some.
well, the thing
Yeah,
is, you know what? And I don't know your situation, but they weren't failures. You know, they were successes, because the things that challenge us the most are our best teachers. I'm here to tell you. And I am just really amazed that you were able to, still want to push forward. A lot of people give up, Julie. How did you
yeah.
not give up? What was your turning point?
Um, I guess I didn't know what giving up was, and I didn't know what successful was. So, the good things that did happen was I was the best swimmer at my primary school. Um, went on to, when I came into hairdressing, my my boss says to me, do you want to be just a normal suburban hairdresser, or do you want to, thrive and be the best that you can? I said, absolutely. So I became very, very driven to be the best, because she was an amazing hairdresser. So I did training. When I did my first perm, it took me like 5 hours. But you know what? That was that dedication that probably set me off for the rest of my life, knowing that when you want something, you will do whatever it takes. And I feel that that's now, looking back, this is what's kept me going. And it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, you can always get up, always get
No,
up.
but
And
sometimes you get up and you say, well, what for? You have to have a purpose for your life, Brains. You can't just be laying around like lunch meat. A big old piece of bologna. You're not doing nothing, okay? So you have to, again, sandwich it together, put it together. Put the pieces of your life back together. Everything can't be chaos. Your money, your relationships, your health, your sex, your mental health, all of that. You can't do all of that. Take things in bite-sized pieces. Wouldn't you agree, Julie?
100%, yes. Look, 15 years ago, I ended up moving to Australia as well. I had sold my salon. And then where I was renting, she wanted her house back. And I'm like, oh, once again, felt like it gone through, went to Australia, 6 weeks without being paid. And do you know what? That another one, it's like just this driving force to go, no, stuff you. I am worthy of so much more. And then I found a great job and I just pushed and I worked so hard that I could bring my children over every school holidays. And, that was massive for me because I didn't want to be away from them, but it was sometimes a situation, you challenge once again, you push through. And but what I got into was I got invited to a Tony Robbins event. Now they are a lot of money. However, I
They
got
are, girl. Let me tell you, I done walked on fire with Tony. I only need to do it one time. I don't need to do it no more. Okay, I did it. I proved it. Yeah.
that's fine.
But Tony can have you walking on fire, girl.
Twice I did it. The second time I was about to do it, here they are putting more hot coals on, and my friend and I, we both go, the panic sets in. But you know what? You do it, and you've got that water at the other end. But
Well, good
doing?
for you.
Once again, with Tony, I've done so many courses over the years. My thoughts and the learning disability was I just couldn't get my head around it. I had to go there, and you get caught up in this whole environment of needing to be continually coached and inspired. But I just didn't know how to take the action. Didn't know how to take the action. I've been part of networking businesses since the age of 18. I feel that's been another contribution because you're always getting, coaching sessions and trainings.
But the thing of the MLM and the direct marketing, network marketing arena now has changed so much because it used to be where you would be in 1-800 ballroom. And baby, when you come back from one of them hype sessions, you be on fire. You've met more people, you've built your network, you're feeding off of each other, you're making money, it's great. But when, pandemic hit, it's a whole new ball game. You're not there via V. So you got to be strong in your game. Are you still doing network marketing?
I'm part of it. But yeah, once again, unfortunately, there was a few challenges there. So until I said enough is enough, I need to follow my heart.
Right.
So 5 years ago, I did this Thinking into Results program under the Bob Proctor umbrella. And
Bob Proctor, I created an audience for him in San Diego, California, KPBS. It was off the chain. It was crazy.
So did his program 5 years ago. I had just recently come out of my domestic violence relationship then, and couldn't really get my head around it. But I did know that I'd set some really good goals.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
With the domestic violence, did he put his hands on you?
It was more verbally, but yes, there was some backlashes. It was,
How come you didn't fight back?
You become fearful. You become very fearful because it's the unknown. Yep.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's the fear that brings the claws out. I'm just saying, Lady Brains, I don't want you fighting, but I damn sure want you to defend yourself in any situation. You got to have, if you can't fight him physically, you whoop his ass mentally. You figure out where the money is. You figure out an exit plan. You find you some friends. You get in contact with Julie. Don't get me fired up. There wouldn't be a domestic violence. And then if he hits you, you hit his ass back. But you got to hit him and run. But you got your children to think about. You have to have a strategy. You on pins and needles, waiting. What mood is this person going to be in when they come in, or when they wake up, or what am I going to say? What's going to be their trigger? How am I going to hide this? The hell with all of that. That takes too much work. You can get rid of them. If they are a violent person, then you need to go ahead and get with some people. It's a different day. This is the day of the woman. So, I really don't do that.
Definitely a big goal of mine, and understanding what it's like to be on that side, to then be able to go in and help other people. And that's a very, very close to my heart. And also I've got a few people that I know have also been in worse situations, and we will be all coming together to be able to help more people to get out of those situations.
Right. And another thing, women, keep your hands to yourself, because I got two girlfriends. They beat their husbands. Oh yeah. Yeah. So don't think that it's just a man. Keep your hands to yourself. Because if he defends himself and clock you and your ass is on the floor, then you're going to wonder, like, well, what happened? That's not a way to resolve conflict with your children. You don't have to hit them. You got to talk to them. So
Yes.
you hit the nail on the head because you have now turned into this amazing coach. After all this, you've turned into a beacon of light for so many. Tell us where you are now, what your programs are, what you're doing.
Okay, so I did become certified 2.5 years ago through a company in Australia, Authentic Education. When we got hit with COVID, I started with Tony Robbins Core 100, and that's another certification. I'm on my way. Once again, I kept going last year from course to course to course, just trying to work it out, how to implement it all. Once again, that's where those extra things come in. Not that that's defined me, because now I did a coaching session with Bob, and it was about your energy and vibration. And I just had this massive aha where I just went, oh my gosh, if you do not understand what's going on up here, nothing's going to change. So I talked with some of their success advisors, and I just did more of his programs, more learning. I thought, I have to be a consultant for Bob. This message has to get out to the world, because we can do things and we don't know why we either get results or some people don't get results. But to actually understand the power of your mind, how it controls everything,
Girl,
how
I'm
we
telling
think,
you.
how we act, what, who we are, who we see ourselves are as is. You can have and create and design your life exactly as you want it.
You can.
And the message in that is, I am working with Bob Proctor. He is, I know he's passed now, but 40 years he had a goal to get into every country around the world. And he got that last year. Like, can you imagine
Well, I'm gonna tell you
getting
something. I'm gonna
oh
tell you something. I'm not gonna self-disclose too much. But I've been listening to Think and Grow Rich again for the third time. And there's a nugget every single time. And Bob Proctor was the first one that turned us on to that. And let me tell you, I just got a blessing. If I told you what it was, you wouldn't believe me. You would not believe me about the manifestation. However, you can manifest some drama. And manifestation is not revengeful. Oh, I want this, because you know what? When you play with revenge, you better dig two graves. So be careful with this mindset, because everybody comes off on this great trip of, oh, everything's going to be wonderful. My vision board is this, and your vision board's got holes in it, baby. It's got obstacles too. You got to praise through your circumstance. You have to up level. You have to accept responsibility for your actions, assess it, and move. Are you playing chess or are you playing checkers? That's what I want to know.
totally.
You have to be strategic with your life. And yes, it's going to be some downfalls. I'm telling you, a few of my downfalls have really, set me up.
Oh,
Really.
they definitely do.
So, and maybe one of yours was you won't draw that same type of man. Now, for a woman that has been in domestic violence, I want you to give her one or two tips on after she's broken free from that, because we want you to love, we want you to fall in love again. But what are some of the warning signs? Because you're coaching people through this process. Is it his look? Is it a haircut? Is it is this conversation? Do you watch how much he drinks? Do you watch a certain pattern? What would you suggest to women?
Well, at the moment, I'm still single and I'm very happy. So the biggest thing is to focus on you and healing yourself first. Don't look for anyone else. And I think that's a big mistake, because so many people go from one relationship to another. Definitely dating, and find out what their values are. But you got to find out, I'm just very much a big one. Find out who you are, get your self-love working, because until you love yourself, you cannot attract that right person that you should be with. But every area of your life, and this is one thing that we go through with Bob's program. It's a 24-week program, and we take you from getting clear on your goals, the knowing, doing it. We know what we need to do, but we don't do it. I knew I had to get out of that relationship, but I didn't know how to, and I didn't know. So that's my goal, is to be able to help people. understanding our self-image. What are the paradigms and things that are holding you back from moving forward? As you said before, April, it's just a story. We've got to stop relaying that story. People feel sorry for you, but you don't want to be the victim. We've got to help you to really break free and move forward from that. And I've got one lady who's gone through a lot of that, and I was able to pick her up. So, I'm really working on getting some testimonies now, because the power in those of how you've really been able to. A
So are
lot of
you doing
people.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No, are you
it's a.
doing groups or is this one-on-one? Because you know what, when you're trying to find a breakthrough, that's very intimate. And some people don't want, they're shy and they're reserved because they've been locked in the space. They don't want to talk about that. Then there's other people that's just a chatterbox and they want to get it off their chest. So are you running two different levels of programs? What are you doing
Yeah, definitely both. I've also created a new community with healing and mindset. So that's new, and we will be, connecting as many people as we can there. And also, to get people to reach out to people that, to bring them together so that we're there. And there is that message for people that are in trouble. We want to know, we need to reach out to us, help your
there?
friends.
Right,
Um,
right. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. You use this signal, that's you're in trouble, right?
yeah.
Be aware of that, brains. Come on, let's do it for him one more time, Julie, and explain to him what
Up
that is. You come
into
up
your
here
thumb and then down.
and then come down. So you come into the face.
Um, you know, Obviously, if the people are in the background, you want to do it discreetly. So, however you do it, people can do it. As they're walking down. People just got to be mindful of the hand signal. It could be
And there's
anywhere.
something else I saw on the TV the other day for when children are in trouble, but I don't remember what that is. Brains, pay
Okay.
attention to that. Because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, a quick story. Uh I don't know if you remember the young girl here in America. Her name was Elizabeth Smart. And they took her out of her home. This man and this woman. They kidnapped her out of her home. She got back, but they tortured her. He sexually assaulted her and everything. Girl, I saw them walking through the shopping center here in San Diego. And I knew it was something strange. My spirit said, but I had no idea that it was that child. So pay attention, brains. You got a cell phone, you take a picture. We have to be each other's advocate. Again, one more time, we want you to pay attention. And this is domestic violence. I'm in trouble.
Yes,
All right.
correct.
All right. Almost like the Black Panther sign, okay? I tell you the 1, 2, it works every time. Let's ask some
Yeah.
fun questions about you. Okay, everything's been so hot and heavy and serious. You were an Uber driver. Who was the craziest person you had in your Uber?
Oh man. Well, one was my ex. He used,
Oh Lord.
he used to come there for my first year, and oh my gosh, that's another story. Um, I had a Hyundai, and it had a sunroof. So here we had some guys going to a party. They're climbing out, well, not climbing out of the roof, but had their head up the roof. They were, you had some really good party times. You had some great people, great conversations. I think the hairdressing in me, you've always been a bit of a coach and mentoring people. I had people cry in my car, people that have had, lots of things going on in their life. Some, have given you hugs. Some that say, "Oh, you're really cool. Come to our parties." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd
Oh
love
wow.
to."
You know what? And I'll tell you something. I've never been in an Uber. I've never
Oh, well, that's
I've
one thing
never
that
nope,
you need
I've
to
never been in
do.
an Uber. I've never been in a Lyft. I don't trust people like
Oh,
that. I don't, again, I haven't traveled in the last 2 years, and my husband was saying something. I said, come on, let's go to Vegas for the weekend. I said, I don't feel like driving. Let's just fly over. And he goes, oh, you going to download the Uber app? Because I don't think he's been in an Uber either. Can you believe that? As much
oh,
as I get out and do stuff, I have never been in one.
Uber is the best. You have some fantastic conversations. Things that I've learned through my program, I've been also able to share with people. So
Mhm.
for me, I'm always about giving, sharing any value that I can add to people's lives. I've had people get in the car that were really down. And of course, one female, I just said, "Are you okay?" And she's, "Oh, I'm going for a counseling session." So we started talking. And you get feedback from your clients as well. And she said, "Look, when I got in the car, I was feeling like shit. But now she said, I feel so much better. So
Right.
definitely talking to someone where,
You are a
wherever you're.
hairdresser. The hairdresser is, that's your biggest confidant. Are you kidding me? They're doing your roots. They're trimming your ends. They're curling you up. They're blow drying you. Oh my God, the hairdresser. So this is your gift. This is your calling. Really, to be able to be an effective listener, because brains communication is more really about listening than it is talking. It's
Yeah.
taking in and processing the information. It's sharing. It's strategizing. It's loving. It's caring. It's working with great people like Julie Lucas. Wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be right there in New Zealand, which I wish I was. I'm gonna come and see you. Lucas, before we go and conclude, we need to figure out how to get in contact with you and what your current programs and offerings will be.
Okay, so my email address is julielucas014@gmail.com. You can find me, Julie Lucas, and I was going to say I might have my blue top on, but no. On Facebook, I am in New Zealand. And the Thinking to Results program, look, I'm very much happy to talk with each and any one of you on a one-on-one strategy session for about 45 minutes so that we can get clarity with both and see if you can see benefit of working with me. But the most important is that I work with you and find out what your struggles or challenges are to make sure that we can work together. And this is going to be a great fit for both of us. Okay, so reach out. That would be great.
Okay, we don't want it to be like a pair of stilettos that are 2 sizes too small. We want it to be the perfect fit, right? And you are there because you got a shoehorn. Brains, okay, be sure to connect with Julie, okay? And just have the conversation with her for clarity. If you're not sure, she's offering it to you. She's the best. She's in the brightest. And she spent all the money for the education. She's giving you this opportunity for love. Thank you so much for letting us ride with you in your Uber, in your travels, on your journey in life. You are amazing. So, Brains, I told you to check us out. Where's my postcard? It's right here. Okay, check us out right here on the
Thank
edge
you,
with April
April.
Mahoney. Thank you so much, Julie Lucas, for being so honest and sharing everything. We love you. That's what makes people comfortable. When you're so connected, you have emotional intelligence and invest in relationship capital. So go in and give her a call. Julie Lucas, thank you so much for being here on the Edge. Brains, I need you to do it. Do it to it. Love, like, share. What? Love, like, share this and subscribe to the YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Love ya. Have a good day. Thank you, Julie.